Hello students, in this session we will be discussing about the problem of poverty in India. How the poverty can be measured, what do you mean by poverty line, what is absolute poverty and relative poverty. Then we will discuss what are all the causes of poverty. And finally we will discuss what are all the measures to reduce the level of poverty in the country. So we will go to the each concept in detail. So students, in this session we will be discussing about poverty and unemployment. What do you mean by poverty? In general, poverty can be defined as a situation when people are unable to satisfy the basic needs of life. It simply means they don't have even anything to eat. The definition and methods of measuring poverty differs from country to country. The extent of poverty in India is measured by the number of people living below the poverty line. Poverty line. Poverty line defines a threshold income. Household earnings below this threshold are considered as poor. Poverty is measured based on Consumer Expenditure Survey of the National Sample Survey Organization (NSSO). A poor household is defined as the one with an expenditure level below a specified poverty line. If a family is not able to spend a certain level of income for food resources, that can be considered as a poor family. The Planning Commission. The Planning Commission defined the poverty line. The Planning Commission has updated the poverty line and poverty ratio for the year 2009-10 as per the recommendations of the Tendulkar Committee. It has estimated the poverty lines at all India level as an MPEC, monthly per capita consumption expenditure, which means that in a month how much money you are spending for your consumption expenditure. Of 673 for rural areas and 860 rupees for urban areas in 2009-10. So, a person who spends 673 rupees in rural area and 860 rupees in urban area for consumption expenditure per month is defined as living below the poverty line. So, roughly in rural area, people if they are spending around 700 rupees and people who are spending around 860 rupees in urban area is considered as poor people. Now we will see what are all the causes of poverty in India. Vicious circle of poverty. It is said that a country is poor because it is poor. This idea has come down from Ragnar Nurks, who pinpointed the problem of the vicious circle of poverty. Low level of saving reduces the scope for investment. Low level of investment yields low income, and thus the circle of poverty goes on indefinitely, which means that if you have a job, you will have an income. You will keep some amount as saving. This saving will go to investment. This investment will lead to more economic activities and people will get more income. But this will not happen. Low saving means low investment. Low investment means low economic activity. Low economic activity means low employment rate. Low employment means low income. Again, this circle continues. Causes of poverty in India. Low resources endowment. A household is poor if the sum total of income earning assets which it commands, including land, capital and labor of various levels of skills, cannot provide an income above the poverty line. The poor mainly consist of unskilled labor which typically does not command a high enough level of wage income. Next cause is inequality in the distribution of income and asset. The distribution of income and asset also determine the level of income. The economic inequalities are the major cause of poverty in India. There is a very big gap between haves and have-nots. richer are getting more richer and poor people are becoming more poor. It means the benefits of the growth have been concentrated and have not trickled down sufficiently to ensure improved consumption among the lower income groups. Lack of access to social services. The lack of access to social services such as health and education compound the problems arising from inequality in the ownership of physical and human assets. These services directly affect household welfare. Price rise. The rising prices have reduced the purchasing power of money and thus have reduced the real value of money income. The people belonging to low income group are compelled to reduce their consumption and thus move below the poverty line. Lack of productive employment. The magnitude of poverty is directly linked to unemployment situation. The present employment conditions don't permit a reasonable level of living, causing poverty. Now we will discuss some of the important programs for poverty alleviation in India. First is MGNREGA. MGNREGA, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. This flagship program of the Government of India aims at enhancing livelihood security of households in rural areas of the country by providing at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment in a financial year to every household whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled manual work. Next program is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Antyodaya Yojana. To reduce poverty and vulnerability of the urban poor households by enabling them to access gainful self-employment and skilled wage employment opportunities. National Health Mission. The National Health Mission with its two sub-missions, namely the National Urban Health Mission and National Rural Health Mission, covering both the rural and urban areas. Pradhan Suraksha Bhima Yojana. Pradhan Suraksha Bhima Yojana is available to people between 18 and 70 years of age with bank accounts. In case of accidental death or full disability, the payment of the nominee will be 2 lakh rupees, and in the case of partial permanent disability, the payment is rupees 1 lakh. This scheme will be linked to the bank account opened under the Pradhan Mandri Jan Dhan Yojana scheme. Atal Pension Yojana. Under the Atal Pension Yojana scheme, the subscribers under the age of 40 would receive the fixed monthly income of rupees 1000 to rupees 5000 at the age of 60 years depending on their contributions. So these are important concepts that we discussed related to poverty. In the next session, we will be discussing about unemployment. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up and do recommend this channel to your friends also. Thank you so much for listening.